Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you? How is everyone? I hope that everyone is doing okay. Yes. I still feel weird talking to a camera like this instead of actually facing face to face with you guys. But I guess there is no other option then. Alright. And also I have to mention I have to stay close to the camera because the microphone is here. Nanti maybe later I'll buy myself a new microphone. Okay, so for today I have posed a question in the Google Classroom. I have asked you to answer the WH questions when it comes to communication. So the first unit for WKU will be communication itself. We're not going to go straight away to the language skills. We're going to talk about communication first. We need to understand what is communication. Okay, so communication ni of course dalam bahasa Melayu dia komunikasi. Yeah, sure. But what is communication? That's why I need you to answer the WH question. Okay, the WH question of why do we communicate? Or what do we communicate, when do we communicate, where do we communicate, and also how do we communicate. Now, the answer to those questions, you can actually find it here in the module that I have shared with you here. You can see that communication, okay, so what is communication? It is a process of exchanging meaning, facts, ideas, opinions, or emotions with other people. It's not just simply blah 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 you dapat info. No, there must be some exchange. Ada pertukaran tau. Exchange ni pertukaran meaning, pertukaran fakta, idea, your pendapat, your emotion with other people. Okay, and then why do we communicate? Well, of course, if we do not communicate, kita jadi antisocial and we will become depressed. We communicate because, why do we communicate? It is because there is something that we want to share. Okay, ada satu yang you nak kongsi dengan orang, and also maybe you want to participate in something. Macam contoh, you nak participate dalam kelas ni, so you have to communicate. Okay, and then we also communicate because of what? Right. And then next question will be, when do we communicate? So we communicate all the time, even when we don't use our mouth. You can communicate basically using your face. Kalau you marah kan, buat muka tak puas hati macam ni. Kalau you are happy, you smile. Right. So that is still considered communication. Okay, and then that is still considered communication, and you communicate all the time. Okay, so who do we communicate with? Obviously, we communicate with our friends, with our parents, with our siblings, family members, and also to your lecturer. And right now, I am communicating to my student who's inside this webcam. Okay, right. So again, you have to remember communication is a process. Okay, communication is a process. You have to understand the process. You have to understand the process in order to be good. Okay. Alright. I'd like to go to this page right here, which is the importance of communication. Right, I'm referring also to my notes here. Okay, so communication for professional life. So for you guys, it is important for you to be able to communicate. Tak kisahlah dalam English ke, bahasa Melayu ke, it is still important for you to be able to communicate for your professional life. Masa you kerja nanti. Especially in the business sector, especially in a sector where you have to talk to customers, talk to clients, talk to your co-workers, it is important for you to be good at communication, because tempat kerja tu semua are communication oriented. Memang you tak boleh lari lah from communication ya. Sometimes you need people to provide you data. Maybe you have some important decision, important discussion. And sometimes benda yang you rasa tak penting pun, tak berkaitan dengan kerja. Macam contoh birthday party dekat kerja. Like my wife yesterday ke? Yeah, like my wife, she had birthdays at her office dekat kilang dia. And then her boss would actually ask her to would actually celebrate the birthday with her, with everyone in her department. So it is important. Okay, basically it's important for you when you start working later. Okay, nanti face-to-face dialogue, telephone conversation, conference, meeting, semua ni kena communicate. If you do not communicate, people will they will assume very bad things about you. Okay, and also another reason why we communicate is because it is for our own personal needs. Yeah, so for our own personal needs, you have to communicate when you want to buy things, when you want to buy food, when you want to buy your clothing, your gas, petrol, household supplies. Kadang-kadang you beli online pun, you buy stuff online, you also need to communicate with the seller. Barang ni ada tak? Ready stock, kan? PM tepi. Kan? So it is also important, communication is also important for your personal needs. Now, this is something that I want you to try and do together. Okay, the elements of communication. So basically, there are 5 elements in communication. If you want the communication to be successful, you must make sure 5 ni ada. Okay, kalau communication you tak ada one or two element, communication tu break down. Dia tak sampai. Message tu tak sampai. Okay, so macam ni. Okay, the first element of communication is you must have a sender. Okay, you must have a sender, and then the next one, you must have a message. Okay, so element number 1 sender, element number 2 message, element number 3 is channel, element number 4 is receiver. Okay, and then element number 5 is feedback. Okay, so again, there are 5 elements in communication. First one is sender, second one is message, third is channel, okay, number 4 is receiver, and then finally feedback. Kalau satu ni tak ada, tak jadi. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. Okay, I am going to assign each student with one element. Okay, nanti I will put it in the Google Classroom. Saya assign setiap student one element. Saya nak you baca the element, fahamkan, and then later during our Google meeting, I need you to explain to the class. Okay, I will choose randomly, kan ada ramai ni. So I will choose randomly siapa yang going to explain to the class. Okay, alright. Okay, so we will continue in our Google meeting. Bye.